Hi, Mike Harwood. I'm Technical Director here at William F. White International, and we're very proud and pleased to introduce the MovieQuiet 6 kilowatt-hour battery inverter system. Even though battery inverter systems have been around in the business for a long time, wherever we needed AC power supplies, be it car shots, remote locations, or even helicopter shots, battery inverter systems have been there, but they were always big and cumbersome and usually entailed hooking up car batteries to a small inverter. So after over a year of development with Valid Manufacturing, a Canadian company, we're happy to announce this self-contained, true AC sine wave output power source. It's user-friendly, reliable, dependable, and it's easy for use for set lighting and all departments. So as mentioned before, it's a self-contained AC power source, fully electrically certified for use in Canada. One input charger connector, which allows us to charge it at 30 amps, but we have an adapter that will allow you to charge it at 15 amps if you're in a location where only U-ground receptacles are available, be it your house, your garage, or a remote location that only has access to 15 amp power sources. And that's that connection there. Again, fully covered with a circuit breaker on its own for safety. We have 3 different outputs. 2 of them are 20 amp, what we call T-slot receptacles, which are basically a household plug that are individually circuit breakered. And then we have a larger 30 amp unit, 120 volts, for those larger applications, even up to a 4K ballast. And again, individually circuit breakered. They also come with USB ports for charging anything, any film accessories or other items that would charge up by using a USB. So the main controls are behind this blue door, which is the main circuit breaker and an on switch. But before we turn it on, we're going to point out the electrical certification label, some basic information from the manufacturer, and a QR code, which gives you more information from the William F. White website. So to turn the unit on, we're going to hold this on button down for up to 15 seconds until it turns green. But while we're waiting for that, I'm going to point out, because the unit contains lithium-ion batteries, it requires a dangerous good Class 9 label. After we've turned the main circuit breaker on and held the start button on for 15 seconds till it turned green, we come around to the front of the touchpad on the front of the unit. Now, we first talked about the charging rates earlier on with the different connectors. We actually get into that by holding the 15 amp input mode, and it gives us the 3 options, 15 amp, 24 or 30 amp charge rate. We can choose the setting we want, press exit, now we're up to a 30 amp charge rate. Keeping in mind your charge rate has to coincide with the size of the circuit breaker in your power source that you're charging the unit with. So we've just talked about the charging mode with the 30 amp, 15 amp, and 24 amp charging rate. Now we go into the charging standby. So the unit can be fully charged while we're using it. And obviously in that mode, the batteries will take a bit longer to charge than the normal charging only mode. So now we're going to go into inverter mode. And as we see, the batteries are marked at 87% charged. So as we turn the inverter on, you'll notice there's no estimated running time because there's no load until we turn the circuit breaker on, which turns the fixture on, and it will give us an estimated running time of the load that's actually running off the unit right now. If that load increases or decreases, obviously the running time will change accordingly. So to charge the unit, we're just going to apply the power connector into the unit, turn the main circuit breaker on, and charge at 30 amp. If we're restricted to a 15 amp power source, be it your house, your garage, or your workstation, we just simply turn the circuit breaker off, apply the power adapter for a 15 amp, and also remember to change the charge rate on the unit to 15 amps. Grounding and bonding of these units. Same rules cover our diesel generators. According to the Canadian Electrical Code, anything under 12 kilowatts does not have to be grounded. That covers our 6 kilowatt hour MovieQuiet unit, but we do supply grounding and bonding facilities on the unit itself. 2 major benefits of these units, the MovieQuiet units: very low noise, no emissions, which allow us to shoot in any location or neighborhood at any time. And that's about it. If you got any more questions, be it availability, pricing, or more information on the units, please contact your local office, your local customer service rep, or go to our website at whites.com.